Good evening, race fans, and welcome tonight with the Southern Broadcast Racing Network as we are picking it up at Bristol Dirt with the Relentless Racing League, their Arca Championship. They are down to the final 8 tonight. We have got Bobby Rafferty, Charlie Harcum, Zach Bucher, Joe Robert, Jacob Denson, Kyle Martin, and Edward Morris Sr. with William Kern going to be battling it out for the next 3 races to take home that championship and some bragging rights. But tonight they've got to get through Bristol Dirt. Trucks are rough on dirt. Cup cars are rough on dirt. I've been watching these guys practice, and it is going to be fun tonight. Yes, sir, Fallen God. Rest in peace, Kent Block, one of the awesomest drivers that has been set the standards for a lot of people. Well, Fallen, if you've been following them for a while, give me your picks on who's going to be it tonight. I can't tell you who's going to win it. I already know. 93 special scheme. Well, let's jump over it in 93. Mr. Isaac Wilson. Spring Lake, North Carolina, East Coast. So if we get a close up, he's running a special scheme. You out there, we give it a little bit. Yes, sir. Black and yellow, white, something he repped heavily in his rally races. Mr. Bobby Rafferty. Well, I'm not saying nothing, but Bobby's been pretty good on there. But you know what? I think Isaac may give him a run for his money. There's a few sleepers out there. You know, I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary here. I'm gonna put some pressure on Zach. I torpedoed off him in the truck race, but they're getting ready to start qualifying. So we're gonna see how that goes. And before we go back to it, man, if you've checked it out, give your feedback on it. This is what they'll be running with next year. Now, if I don't get you pumped up for a dirt race, any race, I don't know what it is. Check out the boys at Semper Acer Bus. Put out some good little music right there. All right, well, it looks like right now we've got Bobby Rafferty going to be sitting on the pole with Joe Roberts in second. Charlie Harcum going to be in third. Jacob Denson fourth. Jordan Miles, that's going to be running your top 5 right now. Right now we're going to be running with a little bit of Brandon Park. See how some of these other guys are doing on qualified. Oh, and Kyle Martin jumps up into the 3rd position from Southington, Connecticut. I lived in Connecticut for about 2 years. Yeah, you never can count Joe Robert out there, horse boat. And y'all know what? We may have the horse boat here with us in the booth a few races next season. So make sure you turn that in and check him out. Like I said, we're in the middle of the rebuilding process here at SBRN, so we're going to take things back to the normal OG way. I think Brandon's got that high side locked down. Him and that wall have a good marriage going. But dirt, oh man, we've got what? How much time we got left? We've got about 2 minutes. 2 minutes left, and I'm gonna hopefully yank him up here real quick. I talked to him a little bit before the race. I'm gonna track him down, steal him, pull him up here and freak him out for a little bit, and maybe he won't get too much. Bobby, you got a copy? This is Jeremy up here in the booth, brother.
Yes, I do, brother.
Well, man, you took it last week. You done it on the road course. You had to turn it left and right. Well, tonight you got to control it with the accelerator. How you feeling coming into this championship 8, already taking 1 win?
I'm feeling really good, but I mean, anything can happen. The curveball is going to be Talladega next week, so goal is go ahead, perform tonight, try to extend that points lead. I think we've got 6 points over second. Try to extend that so this way, we can play it a little bit more conservative than we normally would have to at Talladega, and then move on to Iowa and see what happens. But, main focus is get through tonight, hopefully come out of here with a win, and then move on from there.
Well, you took the pole tonight. Any advice for anybody out there that's racing that may be listening that may not be great at dirt on how to handle this track?
Keep the car as straight as possible and don't stomp on the gas pedal. You steer these cars with the gas more than you do with the steering wheel on dirt, and that goes for almost any dirt car out in the sim.
Well, all right, Bobby. I appreciate the time. We're going to send you back on there with your team. Y'all can just figure that strategy out on how you're going to play it for 100 laps here tonight.
Copy that. Thank you for the broadcast, buddy. And real quick, just want to thank my team, Exiled, and all of our supporters. Hopefully we put on a good show for you guys tonight.
All right, y'all, that was Bobby Rafferty. He has took the pole tonight, and we're going to see how this is going to play out. We have got a total of 23 cars have lined up tonight to battle it out to see who is going to be the Bristol Dirt Master here at Arca. I'm tell you what, I'm ready to see a race. I think it's going to be a good and a close one. Real quick, we're going to run down the grid. Starting out on the pole, we've got Bobby Rafferty on. Sitting in P2, we've got Joe Robert. We've got Kyle Martin in 3. Isaiah Wilson in 4th. Charlie Harcum in 5th. We're going to change the view real quick so everybody can get a good look at the cars. I'm actually going to drop that down too where y'all can't see it. Starting in P6, we've got Jacob Denson. 7th's going to be Jordan Miles. Brandon Park's going to round out P8. P9's going to go to Zach Buckner. And if I say your name wrong, let me know in chat. I'll fix it. 10th is going to be Jeff Medlin. 11th is going to be Chad Wiggins. 12th is William Kern. He is one of the playoff drivers. And 13th, we've got Corey Mott. 14th, we've got Tyler Forsher. 15th, we've got Dakota. 16th is Greg Rogers. 17th is going to be Edward Morris Jr. 18th, we have got Jermaine Gibbs. 19th, he is not loaded in yet, Jim Mott. 20th, we've got Tyler Berry. 21st is Thomas Stanley. 22nd is Dallas Stewart. And rounding out the field of 23 is Thunder Manziel. I just like saying that name now. Comes in with the Thunder. Alright, we're going to roll it back up to the front. And we've got a little bit before they go. So let's give a shout out to the national anthem. Some hometown boys, personally of mine, Hutchison Brothers. Check them out real quick. Well, we may not get it in.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. its red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alright, and that green flag drops. It looks like Joe and Bobby are going to battle it out coming out of turn 1. Joe's trying to make a run on the high side. We've got the rest of the field. Him and Bobby are side to side, door to door, along with Wilson and Martin. Both are battling it out for that 3 and 4th position. You can see everybody is starting to try to figure this track out. It's not going to reset, so the dirt, how it goes, that's just how you're going to have to deal with it. Battle back out between Kyle and Martin and Isaac Wilson. It looks like Martin's able to take it, but he's trying to hold on. He's trying to squeeze on the inside of Joe. Give him a little hello, here I am. I'm going to take that P2 position from you. So we've got that front 4. They've kind of broke away from the rest of the field, but I would not expect Joe to give up easily on Kyle as he's going to try to make a dive down for it. And he's taking back over that P3 position as they're going to battle it out coming down through the backstretch. 2 and 3, door to door. 1 and 2 turn. 3 and 4 right now. Bobby's pretty much opened up the door. So if we look towards the back of the pack and see where we've got a battle going back through there. We've got a nice little battle back here between Chad, Zach, William Kern, and Brandon Park with Greg Rogers, who just came into the picture a little bit. So they are battling it out, bumping around, trying to hold on to 31. Holds it. They go 4 wide for just a minute. He's got that 24 and 17. He's going to battle it out, but that 94 is interested in putting his nose in the race. And 24 gets a little loose and puts him into the wall just a tad bit. I think there might be a little bit of repercussions towards the end of the race on that one. But Zach is sticking up on that high side and making it last and staying there. Now he's being challenged real quick by the 94s. They're coming down through the backstretch, going into 3 and 4. 24, 94. Who's going to hold it? We took a silent little battle up here between the 93. They kicked back. And right now, SDK is going to take control where he sees an exciting battle. This is the 64 to 16. We've got a few that's holding a straight line up top, but we've got a little battle right here between Zach and Dakota. Neither one of them want to give up that position. There's going to be a lot of battles, I'm sure, going all night throughout the night. It looks like Bobby's almost broke out to a 1 second lead, and 1 second may not sound much, but here at this track where lap times are about 21 seconds, it's a pretty good window of opportunity he has just to kind of chill. And you heard him in the interview saying he just kind of wants to just do good this race so he can, you know, maybe chill next couple races and live the rest of the field. And we got Brandon Park. Looks like got into a little skedaddle. The yellow is thrown out. Let's see what happened there. I'm going to track Brandon down. Brandon has the 64. You see him coming to the inside. He is trying to stick it by the 16. He looks like he hits. Oh no. Yeah, he got a little help from the 31. Gave him the spin cycle. That is going to bring out the first caution. Luckily that car is not damaged too much. Looks like he will be able to continue on. But luckily, you don't need a good car here to finish. You just need a car with 4 tires and a motor. Well, since we're under caution, make sure they have got their cup championship there coming down, and we will look real quick at the playoffs for the cup as they're taking it into Bristol and Michigan with 3 races left, and you can see the top 12 right there as they are going to battle it out for that cup championship in the Relentless Racing League. So your top 7 really has not changed much. Medellin had moved up 2 positions. One of the biggest movers right now, that's going to be Greg Rogers. That 94, he is up 7 spots from where he started. So we're going to see how he does with his battling. Look, you can see it right there on the back. He's telling you to hit me. And then you can go to Tom's Dumbass Garage. It's cheaper, but it's worse. So shout out right there to Tom's Dumbass Garage. Go get your oil change there. You might get water. You might get windshield fluid. We'll take a look at some of these cars right now since we're under a little bit of caution. Like I said, we've got one out there that had a Isaac Wilson's got that ripped. Shout out going out to Ken Block. And I will say this, these guys are doing pretty good on this dirt track. Arca's pretty rough to drive, but you put it on dirt, makes it a whole new ballpark. Oh, and there's a little bump right there between the 60 and the 31. He probably didn't want to lock it up too bad. Looks like these guys right here are getting ready to start going as the lights are off. We're going to shut it down and get us a good little view right there as that pace truck's off and green flag's dropping. We're going to see how these top 4, 6, 8 battling it out right there together. Joe and Bobby. Oh, and the 93 gets a little slow. He's going to cause a little bit of a backup. 4 wide, 5 wide. They are scrambling like roaches when you flip the light on at a cheap hotel. They have made it 3 wide right there, going into 3, and I'm surprised. Oh, no. There it is. There is going to be another caution as the 28 gets loose, gets a little help from the rest of the field, and 93 got slowed down, so that's going to drop it down, and it looks like it's fixing to get breeded a little bit with cautions and cautions. We went 16 laps with no cautions, and now we have got 84 left, and we're going to see how many cautions we have got left. Horse Boats, you still out there, you get an over-under on cautions, give it out. Fallen God, you too, man. Let's get a little feedback from the chat out there. Give me somebody to interact so I ain't up here talking to myself the whole 100 laps tonight. Let's see, we're going to roll it down and see if we can find somebody to yank up here a little bit. We've already talked to Joe for a little bit. Let's see. I ain't seeing too many in there. I tell you what, we are going to... I'm racing hard to top. What? It's dirt. You got this. Let's see. We're going to... I'm going to yank Isaac up here. He had a good little start, but had little issues. We're gonna Frey guy, I don't know, man. You know what? They've got to join the Discord, and they've got to sign up for the league if they want to find out that good schedule. Real quick, we're gonna drop down to Isaac. Holler at him for a minute. Isaac, join me up here in the booth, man. How you feeling right now?
Like a dumbass. I got into that corner in turn 1, really weird, and I hit the brakes to stay out of the car. I don't want to screw up his playoff chances, and luckily I didn't get no one else caught up in the stupid mistake I made, so now I gotta make my way back to the field, and this track is very slick and very tricky right now.
Yeah, you're about 20 laps in, so the next 80 it's going to get pretty slick, probably about as bad as the baby's butt on ice.
I don't know if I can handle any slicker. This track is very slick. You're barely on a throttle and rolling through the corners, so gonna be interesting. Hopefully we can keep the caution down. Hopefully we can make my way back up to the top 5, maybe top 3, and talk to you at the end of the race.
That'll work, man. Well, I'm going to jump out of here real quick. Just wanted to give you a quick little holler at you. You're one of the few that's here in Discord, so good luck, and I guess keep it turned right and foot on the gas.
Turn right to your left.
All right, brother. Have a good and be safe. We'll see you hopefully at the end of the race. Get out of here. There it is. All right, that was Mr. Isaac Wilson, who started out in the top 3 and had a little bit of issue. Tony Frey out there. Yeah, I don't know, Tony. But you know what? They can join that Discord right there. Get signed up with Relentless. Man, it's a community of about 200 plus. Run 4 series next season. Surely there is something in there for somebody's liking. We're looking at the back of Isaac right now. As you can see, man, these cars right here, they're not an easy one to drive, especially here. That green flag is down. Missed it a little bit. We got a 3-way battle one up here in the front. We've got Joe, Bobby, and Kyle. Kyle wants to put his name up there, the winners. When it comes to dirt, it's going to be interesting to see who can play it out and who can actually stick it where it belongs. Oh, and you see Joe doing sliding fast on that high side. He is trying to get a run out of it. Down to Kyle Martin, he is trying to hold on, and Joe and Bobby both are utilizing that high side. Since that track is getting a little bit slicker, you will see vehicles start moving up to the high side, get some of that ice dirt, get some of that fresh dirt, trying to get it slung up a little bit further in the track, get some traction. But you know what, back towards the back, we've got Dakota, Greg, Jeff, and Jordan battling it out, and Jeff just dropped out. Not for sure what happened. I think he may have disappeared for a minute. That's kind of going to spread that little group out a little bit. Isaac has moved all the way up from the back end of the field up to 9th. We got a little bit of battle between the 97 and the 64, and you can see the 16 and the 71. Oh, the 16 did not get it turned enough. Corey Moe, he is right on the outside of the championship 8. Did not make the 8, but he is not going down without a fight. You can see right there, you can get the 94. He's putting his eyes on the 24 of Zach. Greg is up 10 positions from the start of the race. So Greg is looking, he's looking to make a statement too. He's not one of the Championship 8 playoff drivers, but he is here to make a statement. You can see him going down low, getting out of the way of the leaders. You've got another lap car coming into the picture. Oh, and Joe gets into Bobby a little bit. I believe that was Bobby. Yeah, that's going to give Kyle Martin to take the lead. He is not going to go down without a fight as he takes over, as Bobby takes the lead back over. We're getting indicated that Jim Mott had crashed. Let's jump it back. Jim, we're going to give you your TV time. got back in. You can see just got a little bit loose from him. He got into it. Tried avoiding pit road. Got back on the track. Was still moving. And then that back end just kicked completely. Jackie Chaned him. Put him sideways. Everybody got by him clean, looks like. Showing an indicator Kyle Martin may have crashed, but I think that was more of it into the pits. Alright, we're going to jump back up front with Bobby Rafferty. You still got your top five. Is going to consist of Bobby Rafferty, Kyle Martin, Joe Robert, Greg Rogers, and Dakota Horndorf. Probably said it wrong, Dakota. If I did, correct me. I am sorry. Right now they're single file, so we're going to see if those lights are still on that truck. They are still flashing, so real quick, 31 down out of 100. We're going to give a quick shout out. So if you think Arca's wild ride, get in touch with them. It's Fear of the Weather out in the Midwest. That is a whole different type of ride right there. Tornado chasing, that's something you cannot. That get your blood pressure going real quick. Alright, if y'all out there watching, give me the feedback. Let me know if the stream jumpy, if everything sounds good. The audio, we're getting everything redone. We had almost a hostile takeover happen, but we're trying to get everything worked out. So 33 out of 100 down here at the Relentless Racing League, the Championship 8, Race 2, Bristol Dirt. They're going to make this interesting. And if you think this schedule is wild, wait till you catch it next season. That four-wheel drive's getting off the track, and we're fixing to see how Bobby and Kyle, Joe and Greg battle it out. Got 99 of Kyle Martin. He is setting up high, running in the 6th position on the points. And if he can get a win in tonight, that's going to give him a good little comfort zone. But you better worry about the likes of Bobby Rafferty and Joe Robert, who is both hightail right there behind him. And don't not forget Greg Rogers, up 12. Him and Dakota up 10 plus spots up into the top 5. They are making a statement. And we're going to look for Charlie. Charlie is sitting P2 in the points. Looks like he is running right now in the 8th position. Dropped down 3 spots from where he started this race out. But he is still being a factor in it as he is making that high side work. He's got the 24 of Zachary on the inside of him. Him and Zachary both look like they are synchronized swimmers right there, holding it side by side. Looks like Charlie gets a little bit of lead off of Zach, so we're going to put it up a little bit more. We're going to see William Kern and Jordan Miles battle it out for that P6 position. And you're starting to see this track get a little bit slick, so you're probably going to start seeing these cars move up the track, get some of that, a little bit of that fresh dirt. Maybe they can get a little bit of traction. It's not, oh, and the 31 gets into Jordan Miles. Jordan Ryan went on a wild ride. He needs to call the Midwest Severe Weather and get him a good little tour with a little tornado chasing. So make sure, you know, Relentless, they are looking for series sponsors next season. They've got 4 series, the Xfinity, Cup, Truck, and Arca. They are looking for sponsorships. Get in touch. Discord's there in chat. Get in touch with one of the admins. They will get everything figured out, talk with you, and get this league up there where it needs to be. They've got a pretty good field on every one of their races. Every one of them I've watched so far has been over 25 to 30 cars. More sponsors, more drivers, less entry fees, cheaper entry fees, so they can have a good community. So, alright, as is under caution, we are going to take a quick little break, and if you missed it at the start, you can catch the Relentless Racing League supporter, one of them, Semper Acerbus. So make sure you check them out on YouTube. They are the official band for Relentless Racing League. And we are nearly halfway through this 100-lap throwdown. I believe the gloves are still on. Everybody's going to see them take off probably in the last 10, and then we're going to see how it is. I mean, 3 cautions so far. You cannot argue on that, especially at the dirt track here in Bristol. And we have got William Kern, Charlie Arca, Zach Buckner, and Jacob Benson have moved their ways up to the front. That leads me to believe that Rafferty, which I talked to him earlier, he said he was taking some tires halfway through. So we're going to see how this plays out with every different new people up in the front, seeing how they hold it together. Isaac Wilson said he wanted to make his way up towards the front, and that is what he has done. He is up to P5, but he is looking to the inside. Oh, and the 24 and the 79 almost get into each other a little bit. Good car control by both, not losing it, and back towards the back. Got a little bit of a shake-up going. This pack right here, you've got about 5, 6. Oh, the 94 gets in. To the 97. They both able to hold it. And a major shout out to all 18 of y'all out there watching right now, man. Be vocal out in the chat. Chat it up. Who do you think's going to pull it off? A lot of people said Bobby in the front. Bobby's down to 6th right now. Him and Joe Robert, they are looking to cut through the field with Kyle Martin. Don't be a stranger to the range. Yeah, we're going to take a quick. Oh, and Rogers is down and out for the count. Looks like he's pretty good getting it straightened back out. Greg, we're going to give you a little bit of TV time. See what happened there. You see he's running on that high side, getting some of that fresh dirt. Dives it down on the inside. He's hitting the slick area right now. It looks like that back end. He holds it right there. Oh, jumps up in front, hits into the 9, or hits into the 98, I believe. Just going to put him on the spin cycle, and he's going to go around and get it straightened back out. I think Greg's easily going to be able to get his way back up towards the front. If you think otherwise, let me know. I see Matt out there. Matt's not saying much in chat. We may have to drag him up here. Rowdy Gaming, I ain't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for swinging by. See if we track down Matt. Nope, he went and hid. He heard me talking about him. Can't find him in Discord. Actually, you know what? I lied. Let's bring Matt up. He is one of the ones that make sure everybody gets took care of. We're going to pick his brain for a minute and kick him out of the broadcast booth. Matt, you got a copy. You watching this race tonight here at Arca, right? We're going to kick him back down. Apparently, he is not at his computer. He might be a little camera shy. And a major shout out to Race Control, who's watching over everything tonight, making sure all is good. $51 down, 49 to go. I believe that's going to drop it down to being our 4th caution. 5th caution for the night. You can see right there, Kern is still holding it up, and that would be a big load off his shoulders. He's sitting 8th in the championship point. If he can get a win here, that would put him pretty comfortable position going into the last 2 races at Talladega and Iowa. Alright, that green flag dropped it out. Looks like Jacob was trying to get a little jump on it. Those top 4. Got a whole pack of 5 right there. Kern, Denson, Rafferty, Wilson, Martin, Robert, Arca. Putting it 3 wide going into 3 and 4. Ooh, got a little contact between Isaac. Oh, Isaac's going on spin cycle again. He hold it together. Let's jump back to him real quick. No, he is not able to hold it. He went completely 360 spin cycle. Run it back to him and see what it is in these Arca cars. How hard they are driving this wheel. You can see there is a lot of give and take. A little bump from the 31. Oh, see he got bumped in the rear end as that rear end came up off the ground. There you can see as he got it finally straightened back out. As you can see right here just how they're having to battle this vehicle. The gas drives this track, not the wheel, so. Alright, as he's in the pits getting everything took care of, 56 out of 100. We're going to bring up one of the SBN broadcasters. I label him as the motor mouth of the South with SBRN. So we're going to bring up and talk to Mr. Joe Robert for a minute and see how Mr. Joe is feeling as far as he's going tonight. Is he still hanging in the top 5? Joe, you got a copy?
I do.
How you feeling tonight so far? You're sitting in P5.
Well, I broke Bobby's toe link, so not too great about that. We're driving good. I mean, I think we got possibility for a top 3, but we'll just see what happens. Just got to keep up there and not get any incidents. We came really close to Isaac. He nearly walled us, but it's hard to stay out of contact. Just don't want to get involved in any wrecks.
Well,
I mean, I know there's going to be some wrecks coming. The lap cars are giving us a little bit of a scare, but we'll see what happens.
Well,
I think.
Go ahead.
I think I can get up to first, but it's going to be a real challenge.
Well, Rubbins racing and dirt track racing makes it a little bit more interesting, but you seem to be holding it on a little bit good. I guess y'all took a little bit of tires on that one of those cautions, dropped back a little bit. And Bobby.
Oh, had to get fuel, so it'd be what it be. But time to get going green, and hopefully we'll see you in a little bit.
All righty, we'll send you down. Y'all have a good one.
Yep.
All right, so make it Joe. You heard me say he broke Bobby's toe link, so Bobby probably ain't too thrilled with the stubbed toe right now. But Kyle Martin got off to a jump, and Rafferty is still holding on to it. He's not going down without a fight, whether he has a toe link or not. 40 to go. And Kyle Martin and Rafferty are battling it out. We'll look towards the back of the field and see where we've got a little bit of a battle going on. Looks like Chad Wiggins, he's holding in pretty easy. Tyler Forshare, he's getting a little loose. Oh, he's luckily not on the track. If he can get going in time, the caution will not come out. He gets it going, he's just going to lose position. Like Kyle, he's edged out a little bit away from Bobby as Bobby's fighting a car that is half broke. Well, since we're doing a little bit of green flag, we're going to turn it up a little bit here at Bristol, and I'm going to take a personal stage break myself. as well on that. Isaac Wilson seemed to have a little bit of an issue. Let's jump it back and see if we can see what happened with Isaac. You can see Isaac right there in the 93 in the back part of that pack. Looking to go to the inside of the 17. He's holding it in there good. Oh, the 17 and the 69 get into each other. Isaac was part of collateral damage. And you see everybody scatters around him. You can see that. Well, it looks like that left tire is completely gone the way that car is handling. That whole left side's completely damaged out. See, he's fighting. You can see him fighting with that wheel, trying to keep it straight, trying to make it into pit road. Part of collateral damage. I think he can still pull it out and get back up there with the leaders. Speaking of the leaders, Kyle Martin still holding off Bobby Rafferty and Joe Robert, but Jacob Denson, he is sitting 5th in the points going into this championship 8. And just a quick rundown. Remind everybody, on our championship points, we've got Bobby Rafferty in P1 leading it. Charlie Harcum, Zach Buckner, Bucher, Joe Robert, Jacob Denson, Kyle Martin, Edward Morris Sr., and William Kern. They are all separated by 18 points. And right now we're seeing Kyle Martin, Bobby, Joe, Jacob, William, Zach sitting in your top 6. Charlie is sitting in the 8th. Dakota is sitting in 7th. Edward Morris is back in 15th position. So Edward has the biggest ground to gain to stay chasing with the championship points. Make sure if y'all want to get part of one of the 4 series they have got, look into that Discord, join it. Relentless Racing League. Look for one of the admins, series you want to get in. They will get you set up. Their series are firing up mid-March. We'll have a few recruitment races, off weeks in between there. And then they're going to be doing it hard for 26 weeks. 6 months we're going to be racing it out. You can catch every night of it here on the Southern Broadcast Racing Network, Monday through Thursday. $30 to go. 28 if you want to get specific. Kyle, Bobby, Joe, Jacob, Williams, Zach, Dakota are battling it out. We're going to see who winds it down. Who's going to take the win here at the last great Coliseum with dirt on it? Bobby is trying to get an edge ahead. Joe's digging it down deep on the inside, trying to hold that inside line to get a run off of it. That top 3. You got Jacob who's trying to put the move on the outside. The high line is looking like it's running a little bit faster. The dirt is starting to slick out. You can see that line forming really well. Oh, a little bit of a bump from the 99 into Bobby. He leads off. Joe capitalizes. Him and Jacob both move up into a position. Joe is trying to figure out a plan to get by Bobby Rafferty and take that lead from him. That battle between Kyle and Jacob is starting to heat up. Oh, and Kyle Martin makes the move past Jacob. both these guys battling respectively 5th and 6th in points, and they are battling it for 3rd and 4th on the field right now. You can see that 79, he's digging it deep. He got a move on it. Jacob got a little tight, and you can see that rear end. And the countdown has started. 25 to go. The 94 gets loose. He looks like he's on spin cycle. That is going to bring out the caution. Oh, and he has got a little bit of issue as he is running sideways, trying to keep it straight. It looks like iRacing is going to give him his position back. Alright, we're going to give it, since we're down to 24, we're going to give it one more shout out. One of the sponsors of this league. Severe Weather Country. If you want to go tornado chase, hit them up. There is the experience. I did have the experience of, some will know him if you know anything about tornado chasing, Reed Timmerman. Met him in Missouri one time. Good guy. Got to sit in the Dominator. That was a pretty interesting experience. But the experience right now sitting in is going to be with Jacob. He's sitting in 3rd in the race tonight. He is sitting 5th in points. It's going to be interesting to see how these points are going to play out after tonight. Alright, as they're starting to line it up, getting side by side, it tells me that truck's fixing to drop off the track and we're going to have a 20-lap shootout. I'm going to back it up where everybody can see a little bit of the racing. $20 to go. 8 positions decide the championship going into next week. Talladega, that is the Hail Mary race. Right now, Joe and Bobby are on the front. Jacob and William are 3 and 4. See, Joe is diving it down on the inside, trying to get on the inside of Bobby, trying to take that position from him, but the 99 of Kyle Martin is not going down without a fight. As you got the 79 and the 31, both are battling out for that 4th position. The 24, Zach and Dakota are battling out for that 6th position. They are on where the good dirt is, and they are trying to stick it up there. Charlie, who had a bad break right there on that race, dropped back to the 17th position. Going into the pits. Oh, and we've got the 24 and both of them into the wall. It was a hard turn for the 24 and the 42 both. Zach and Dakota both was battling it out. Take it back and see. I think they just got a little hard into each other and put each other into the barrels there on pit road. You see the 42 got a little bit on the inside of the 24, and I think 24 was on the hard receiving end of that. 24 had to take the toe. Zach, who's sitting third in the championship points, that is going to be a hurting for him tonight. Alright, as we're in the caution real quick, we're going to give that little shout out one more time to Semper Ocerbus. Finally got the pronunciation right. Thank you, Matt, for correcting me on it. Alright, as we winding it down, 12 to go. Bobby and Joe both out front, both battling for a win. Oh, a slow start on the outside behind Joe. That high line almost stacks up. Bobby is holding off Joe and Kyle right now as Jacob is not looking as much of a threat, but anything can happen as we break it down, and we're fixing to go 10 to go as they come across the start-finish. Bobby is making that high side his right now and making the move, and Bobby is broke away. And the caution is right back out. Looks like that's going to consist of Jim, Jeff, and Tyler. So we're going to be down to 8 to go. An 8-lap shootout when we go back green. Make sure you find Relentless Racing League on Facebook. Give them a follow. Southern Broadcast Racing Network. Give them a follow. And Semper Octopus. Give them a follow too. Find them on YouTube and Facebook. Hutchison Brothers, also thank you for the national anthem. We go from country music to metal real quick. Alright, 12 out there. Nobody's chatting. Come on, chat it up. Let's see who's going to get the win. I know Fallon might be out there. He's trying to text and drive on dirt. Ooh, this is about to get interesting. We're down to 8. 8 laps to go. All but Charlie Harcum are in the battle for the championship 8. They are all up in the top 6, 7. Edward the furthest back, sitting in P10. We are counting them down. Joe, Bobby, Kyle, Jacob, top 4. All 4 of them are battling out for the championship 8. Joe is letting his presence known to Bobby. Both teammates let racing. Alright, lights are off. It's going to be 5 to go. 5 laps, shootout, Arca cars in the dirt. Track is slick as all get out. High line is where you want to put it. That green flag is going to drop it out. You have got the 99 of Martin looking to the inside of Bobby. Joe is sticking it on the high side. We're going to see. I don't know if that's going to hold for Kyle. He hits that fresh dirt. Trying to make that run. Bobby's holding on to it. Joe's trying to stay right there. Joe gets into the wall a little bit, using his a little bit of a slingshot on it. I do not know if Joe or Kyle both have anything for Bobby. They both are kissing that wall. Kyle gives Joe a push, telling him to hurry up, get their shit or get off the toilet. I'm trying to get up there to Bobby. 4 to go. They both diving it down on the inside. You got Kyle, all 3 wide going through as they're coming down out of turn 4, going into the start finish. Kyle and Joe are door to door. Bobby has got a little bit of security going on. Kyle is sending it deep, trying to make it stick. He slides up in front. Joe is going to slide right back down. He's going to take that P2 position. Bobby is right on the high side. Joe has got a couple more efforts to it. We have got a caution has came out with 3 to go. It looks like we might be going down with a green-white checker. It looks like the 5 of Edward. Playoff driver did not have a good spin on that one. Let's jump it back, see what happened with it. Well, it looks like he got a little bit of a tap from the 64. The 10 got caught up in it. And they, 10 and 5, are kissing and making up. I think they're okay. pull it tight. Your top three, they started out 1, 2, 3 at the beginning of the race. They are sitting 1, 2, 3 right now. They are sitting 1, 4, and 6 in the championship points. We talked to Bobby earlier in the race. Bobby said he wanted to get the win here to give him a little bit of a cushion going into the next 2 races to make the rest of the field scrap for it. But you're going to have Joe on the inside of Bobby. You're going to have Kyle on the outside with Greg Rogers on the inside. This restart right here is probably going to determine the winner, especially if they're holding on the high side. This comes down to all the marbles. Greg, major shout out to Greg, up 12 spots, all the way from starting at 16th. He is up to 4th, and he may be a factor in this race. He is not a factor in the championship, but he can be a factor on this race as he's going to be on the outside. See if he can give Joe that push to get past Rafferty, or if Martin is going to give Bobby the push. Lights are off. Pace truck is getting ready to drop down. Just to see how this is going to play out. It's old Wild West, Texas shoot 'em. You see the pace truck dropped off. Let's see how this restart's going to go. As soon as they hit it, Joe is he hit it, he floored it. Martin's looking to the inside. He's sending it deep on the inside of Rafferty. Gives a little bit of a tail swap into it. That's going to throw Rafferty off a little bit of his pace. That's going to put Joe running right there. He's got to break away from the pack. Bobby is sending it deep. He is running that line. Kyle is sticking it to the high side. Bobby is looking for something. We've got our wreck going behind us. White flag is out. There is not going to be no caution on it. These guys are going to duke it out. As Bobby slides up into the lane out of Kyle Martin. You've got Bobby. We've got a lap car coming into position. Kyle is doing everything he can to hold off. Oh, Joe and Bobby get into each other. It's going to let Joe get away. Bobby and Kyle spin. Joe is going to somehow manage to pull the victory off on that one. Bobby Rafferty is going to be in second. Jacob Denson is going to round out P3. Jordan Miles in fourth. Dakota fifth. Jeremy Gibbs in sixth. Tyler Force in seventh. Brandon Park in eighth. Corey Martin ninth. Kyle Martin is going to finish it out in the 10th position. What a finish. Let's take a back look at that. I do not think Bobby is too happy, but oh my goodness, let's flow it back and see how that happened. See right there. That car gets down. Bobby's looking to put it to the inside. He did not get the entrance he wanted, so he straightened it out a little bit. Got into the back of Kyle. They both got into the wall. Kyle got the bad receiving end of that deal. That cleared the field where Joe was able to pull the win off. What a finish. And if this is on dirt, how they finished, imagine how these boys are doing it on asphalt. Sit there and see Joe is actually taking his victory spin. Give us a couple minutes and we are going to try to get in touch with the top three if they're in here. please excuse that Midwest. I have not changed that yet. Cancel that off and Joe is actually turning it right, so we are gonna yank Joe up here. We've got Joe and Bobby both. I do see Jacob now. There he is. We're gonna start it out. Third place finish. Mr. Jacob Denson from Hunterdale.
Kmart's got something in him.
Hey,
man, what's
up here
going
in the booth, man? You squeezed in that P3 after that wild last turn finish right there ahead of you.
I tell you, I was sitting there running in 4th or 5th, and I just kind of was rubbing my hands together, knowing that they were going to get together.
Well, they did, and you was able to, you squeezed it in, man. Top 3. I mean, you're sitting 5th in points. This has got to be a pretty good boost for you, going into Talladega next week.
I couldn't be happier because I'm not a dirt guy, and coming in here, I was not expecting to get a top 3, let alone a top 5, and to come out of here pretty clean is I'll take it. I'll take it every day of the week.
Well, you started the race in 6th. You finished up in 3rd. And, dirt track's rough riding. And you put Arca cars on dirt. That makes it 1,000 times worse.
Yeah,
But, man, you squeezed it out. P3, you're probably going to jump up at least 3 positions in the points. And probably around 3rd or 4th in the championship going into Talladega, man. What's your mindset feeling right now?
I think at Talladega, because going into this race, I'm assuming at Talladega, I've got to win. And I still kind of have that mindset that I got to go in there and be pretty aggressive to get up there to the front because it's, it's a pretty good competition here. A lot of good drivers, and I want to make sure I stay at the front. So Talladega is going to be a free-for-all, I'm sure, and hopefully I can be there at the end to at least take a shot at it.
Well, anytime I see Talladega in a playoff race, especially if not this format, but when you're in, that's the Hail Mary right there because, anybody can win that race.
Yep, and honestly, I'd rather take Talladega than a dirt Bristol because dirt tracks to me are not my strong suit, and to come out of here with a 3rd I'll take it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, you made that suit look damn good tonight, so wear it proudly, man. The floor is yours. You got any shout outs out there? Anybody watching? It's all yours, brother.
Absolutely. Want to shout out B&H Racing. They've been on board with us for a while. Great stuff. If you want to check them out, go for it. Phelps Media, they got a great Twitch channel, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff. The main sponsor I got on the car is, of course, Little Miami Brewing. They're out of Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you're ever up in that area, check them out. It's a good family-run organization. But I really like this league. Hope we can continue having some success and look forward to next week.
All right, man. I'm going to send you on down, let you do a little celebrate and make that suit look even prettier for next week.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Well, guys, he was on the receiving end of not getting first place, but he pulled out his 2nd. We got Mr. Bobby Rafferty. He wanted that win. He didn't get the win he wanted, but he's got a pretty good finish in P2 and feeling pretty good going into next week. Bobby, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you put up a heck of a race with a broke toe link, that last caution, what happened on there, 3rd and 4 coming into the start-finish on the last lap?
The restart before, we'll go back a little bit further. I'm going to choose my words carefully, but, I got run into the back of by Joe, almost killed. Got run into the back of by Kyle, almost got killed. The second to last restart, Kyle jacked me way up the track, or the rear way up off the ground. And on dirt, you can't do that. And we were able to save it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That last restart, he dove all the way to the apron and drove straight across my nose. And you know what? Yeah, I get we're running for a championship, but this is like the 3rd or 4th run-in with him this season. And I told him, I race people the way they race me. If you look at my incidents in this series, Before tonight, I had 22 incidents all season long. It's one of the lowest. You ask anybody in the league, I will give you all the room in the world, have good races, but we're running for a championship, and I'm not gonna. If you beat me clean, you beat me clean. You know what? I'm gonna go over, congratulate you, say, hey, hell of a job, just like I did with Joe. But if you're just gonna flat run me over, I'm gonna give you back what you give me. It's as simple as that. If I have to take repercussions from the league, or if I get tossed from the league, then so be it. I'll take it on the chin. I'll take it on the man. But I stand by what I did. I'm tired of getting run over, and that's not the way I'm going to lose a championship.
Well, they've got that saying, nice guys finish last. Well, this nice guy, you had a P2 finish, so next week, Talladega, we talked before the race. It's kind of a Hail Mary race, but you still should have a pretty good lock in on P1 on the points.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a shame because I think if it could have stayed clean, that was going to be one hell of a race between myself, Joe, and Kyle coming down to the end. I hate that it went that way, but I would have liked to have that win. But congratulations to Joe. He was smart all night, and he was able to capitalize on others' misfortunes. That's racing. That's the way it goes sometimes. So like I said, congratulations to him. We'll see what the points shake out as. Like I said, if I've got to take a penalty, I take it on the chin. It is what it is. But we'll go from there, see what it looks like, and then if we're still allowed to come around and still allowed to come to race, we'll move on to Talladega and on to Iowa and see what we can accomplish out of those two races.
Well, Bobby, there's quite a few out there in the chat pulling for you tonight, so I don't think they're too disappointed with that P2 finish. But you got that podium, you get those shout outs, man. Everybody who's keeping it real for you all season, it's all yours.
No, absolutely, man. First off, I want to thank my team, Exiled Esports. All the guys over there. We're hoping to have a big announcement here. Actually, a couple big announcements for me coming very shortly and for our team. Also want to thank Premier Racing Setups. Also want to thank Design the Void, FGRXL, SimRap Market, Bucked Up, Gcoin. I want to thank you for coming on board to broadcast this because this series really deserves to be broadcast every week. There's some phenomenal racing and some really, really good drivers in this series. And I also want to thank all the guys at Relentless, all the admins, Justin, Tony, Thomas, Matt, Mike, both Mikes, I should say, pretty much all the admin team. They bust their butts to give us a great place to race. It's a lot of fun over here. So I just want to give a big thank you to them as well. And, obviously I got to apologize for my actions tonight, but at the same point, I stand by them. They weren't right to do that, but, what's the old saying? Two wrongs don't make a right, but I wasn't going to lose the race that way. So, but thank you, man. I appreciate everything.
Yes, sir. Well, we're going to send you back out on there with your team so you can do a little bit of celebrating, and we will see you next week at Dega.
Thank you very much, brother. We'll see you then.
Well, he named off quite a few of those sponsors I actually have personal dealings with, so that makes me feel good talking to him for a little bit. But the man of the hour tonight, we'll have to give him an extra few minutes because if anybody knows Joe, they know Joe loves to talk. And Joe is up here. Joe, you was in the right place at the right time. You battled all night in the top three, but luck was on your side, brother. Going into Talladega next week, you've got a pretty good sitting for it. But tonight, you are the winner, man. How you feeling it?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. Championship-wise, I don't think we'll be gained on Bobby. I think he got fastest lap and most laps led, so I think we'll be still 10 behind. But considering Harcum and Bucher had a bad race, Dunson was a few behind. Kyle, Kern, and Morris weren't that great either. So at the end, so we're in a good position for Talladega. Just need some bad luck to happen to a certain few guys, but the race was good for the most part. I kind of saw what was coming. We all did in our chat on the last 2 laps because of what had happened on the previous restart. I'm like, I told Bobby, like, Kyle's going to put you low. And he did do that. And would have been interesting to see how we would have gotten on had the 99 and the 77 not gotten in together. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And I'd say we were both good and lucky today.
Well, you and me spoke for a little bit outside of Discord before the race, saying you was just hoping to actually be able to finish up towards the front. But you know what? The win, you can't beat that, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew the car was, capable of a top 3. I knew Kyle and Bobby were definitely the 2 guys that were, in my opinion, first and third fastest. I felt Bobby was the fastest there, and I felt I was just maybe a little bit better than Kyle. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it was an interesting race. I mean, it was a real struggle getting past Bobby. When we were on a normal run, once we got on the restart, I knew the restart would be important because the bottom just wasn't good enough, in my opinion, to make a pass. So with that being said, the only chance really to get a past him from my spot was on the restart. I think I may have had him even if Kyle didn't get into him, but then again, I'm not sure. We won't know that because I feel like Bobby may have maybe backed out just a little bit because he saw what was happening, trying to give him room, but I don't know. I mean, Bobby drove a great race, and shame to see how it ended, but I'll take the win.
Well, you you put it up for it, and going into Dega next week, how you feeling on it?
Probably feeling the same way most playoff drivers are right now. It's just you gotta get lucky. You gotta not get in a position where you're gonna be in the back, because I was talking to the teammates, and one of them's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna try to run safe at Dega. I'm like, well, that's all well and good, but I ran safe on the truck race at Daytona and got wrecked. So I don't think you're gonna be safe no matter where you are. I think it's just you got to get lucky and be there at the end. My goal for Dega is gain as many positions and points as I can, get as many points gained as possible, and then go into Iowa and try to do my best. I like Iowa, and Talladega's gonna be a wild card. Can't say I like a wild card race, but it'll be interesting.
All right, Joe, you got that win tonight. You know the routine. You give it out all the time and saying it. The floor is yours. Give those shout outs.
Yeah, I haven't won a broadcast, and I haven't won a race on SBRN in a while. It's been a long time. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Bobby for making me this paint scheme. He did a real good job. So go check him out. Go hit him up if you want a paint scheme. He made this thing really nice for the playoffs, and thank him a lot for doing that. I think yeah, RJR Graphics. He got that on my deck lid. Exiled as well. That's his team. So thanks to him for making me the scheme. Thanks for Zach and Bobby. They ran good. And it sucks to see what happened to Zach. They got in a wreck, but who knows? Maybe Talladega will be nice to him. It's unfortunate to see him finish 19th, though. Good running with Bobby. Sucks to see it ended that way, but I guess it could have been worse for him. But it was nice racing with him. Sorry I got into him on lap 28. Carried way too much speed and knocked him, but I guess it turned out all right. Thank you to all the admins who put this on. Thank you for getting in here and doing the Arca cast. So I really appreciate it because we haven't had Arca broadcast in a few weeks. And my first one in Arca wasn't broadcast, so it's nice to get this one broadcast.
And it makes it better. You're SBNR, SBRN commentator, so you can carry that well into next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I can't say. Yeah, with this one, not the most exciting one I've had. You know, I'll take wins where I can get them, but not the I would not say the most I don't know, exciting win, I guess, or whatever you'd say. I don't know what the word would be for it. Just not the. I mean, I know it's not my fault, like what happened, but you know, would I like to see it ran clean like that? Because I know Bobby races everybody clean, but you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know what happened exactly there, but you know, I don't know. I expected everybody to be aggressive. You know, it's the playoffs. You know, people are gonna make moves if they have to. So we'll see.
Well, all right, Joe. We're gonna shoot you back down to your team and let y'all celebrate for a little bit, and we're gonna wrap it up here for tonight at the Arca race.
Well, I think you're the only one part of the team left because everyone going to sleep now. So we'll celebrate with the broadcast team.
Well, you may have read him a bedtime story, so we will see
uh,
how Talladega plays it out next week. And on behalf of myself, as Southern Broadcast Racing Network, the admin team here at Relentless Racing League, congratulations to Joe, and we will see y'all next week. As I think we're going to be able, hopefully, to bring it down to Talladega. So enjoy a little bit of the music by Simpa Octopus, and we will see y'all next week.